What's going on, guys and gals? Bonafide Hustler here, and welcome to Thrift Battle number 4. Anyways, I'm the Bonafide Hustler, and on a part-time basis, I'm flipping stuff that I find from garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, big box stores, thrift stores. I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, my antique booth, and other consignment stores in town. But what we're here for today is a thrift battle. It's going to be amazing. Let me introduce Mr. Raiken Profit.
What's going on, everybody? Steve Raiken here. I'm from Connecticut. It is super cold, but even though it's cold, I'm getting out there making that money. So excited for this thrift battle, man. A lot of people talking. I don't know what's going to happen. So you guys better be ready to rock and roll. Jason, what's going on, my man?
Jason.
Oh, hello, Jason. That's your name.
Hey, sorry, guys. There was no throw to me. I got distracted. Squirrels. Hey, guys. I'm Jason, otherwise known as Prof Sales here on YouTube, and I am coming to you from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's also cold, believe it or not. In the South, once it gets below 50, we think it's cold. But I am excited to see this sort of across-the-pond thrift battle go down. I think we have going on tonight, so let's get to it.
That's right. We have 2 guests here for Thrift Battle number 4. I've been on a show with Zahir in the past before, maybe 1 or 2 shows. I've also had Richard on my shows before in the past as well. So we have people from Canada, and we have a contestant from the UK. So you're right, across the pond for real, the pond being a gigantic ocean. So anyways, let's introduce the first guest, Richard from Flippin' for a Livin'. Richard, what's going on and what are you wearing?
I'm sorry, you guys. We're bragging tonight about how cold it is. I am from Canada, right in the middle, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It is freezing here. So cold that we all have to wear Snuggies. It is a tradition. And it is also potentially what I'm wearing may be my first item in this thrift battle, believe it or not.
I don't know if I believe that. Who would, hey, Zahir, if someone comes out with a Snuggie as their first item, is that threatening to you at all right now?
Not particularly, no. I mean, I would have preferred. It would have been a bit more respectful to me if he'd worn like a Joe Pesci collar from like Goodfellas. You know, the really long. You know, that would have threatened me a bit more than a Snuggie.
So we have you from the UK. What is going on, Zahir? Introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Zahir. Me and my missus Rebecca. I have a reselling channel, which we talk about our adventure. As a couple going into this crazy world of working from home. So this is another exciting step in that, I think.
That's right. So you guys are definitely the 2 contestants today on Thrift Battle number 4. You can find both of their channels down below. The first 2 links, you'll find their YouTube channels. Please take a second and go subscribe to them. All right. So that being said, we're going to go to one thing because I think Jason said it's kind of cold over here in North Carolina, right? Is that what you said, Jason? Or is that what Raiken said?
I did say that.
I think we both said that.
Okay, check this out. Richard, how cold is it over there today in Canada?
It is currently minus 16 degrees.
Oh, gosh. 35 over here.
And now you're still gonna mock me for wearing a Snuggie.
I got nothing to say.
Minus 16, but here's the kicker, Raiken. So when you walk around town and stuff, it's minus 16. How do you dress, Richard?
Well, we're still in like hoodie weather, like a nice hoodie, maybe a light sweater, a nice plaid shirt like Raiken, and with a sweater over it.
Okay, cool. And it's okay. You're not dying or anything, right?
Not yet, no.
Okay, wow. I don't know if I could hack that, man. That's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
So it's 16 Fahrenheit or what's right? Fahrenheit? Celsius? Fahrenheit? What is it? All right, so it's Fahrenheit. So someone do the conversion here for the USA number, but please in the feed. So this is what's going down today. We have someone that is not freezing their ass off versus somebody that might be freezing their ass off. Across the pond, we're going to go down to Thrift Battle number 1. The premise of this show, or the Thrift Battle number 4, but round 1. And the premise of this show is that they're going to be battling items together that they thrifted from a garage sale, estate sale, you know, flea market, pawn shop, swap meet, thrift store, whatever. And they're going to be battling item versus item, kind of like a card war, right? And you guys in the audience are going to decide who wins each round. Now, each contestant gets somewhere around 2 to 3 minutes to explain their item and talk about where they got it, why they got it, and why it will sell for whatever they think it'll sell for. Plus, they'll talk about their entry price and try to give us some education on this kind of stuff. So this is a great way to learn some really cool things. And we're going to get right down to round 1. Plus, at the very end, after 5 rounds, we're going to have 2 bonus rounds that are going to be worth 3 points apiece. So even if somebody is trailing at the end, they might still be able to make it up with those 2 bonus rounds. All right, you guys ready? Raiken, check. Yes?
I'm ready, man. I'm pumped up. This is exciting.
Jason, ready? Yes or no?
Do it. Let's do it now.
Richard, are you ready?
Right now.
Roll.
Okay, and Zahir, are you ready?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, now I wish I had some like cool sound like BattleBots where it goes and like dims, but it's not going to do that. So what we are going to do is we're going to give you guys 10 seconds like to do your best like trash talk. So Zahir, you want to go first? Like you got an opponent over there, and you know, keep it good and everything. Don't go absolutely you know what. But
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to give it my best WWE superstar voice and just say, "You're going down, brother." Ooh yeah. I have to do that because I just had to. It's not many chances you get to do that, so I took this one.
all right, Richard, you're up for your 10 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever you need.
Man, I wish I had more time to prep for this. I tell you, that's pretty hard to beat. I'm a WWF fan. Also, yeah, your Randy Macho Man Savage or British Bulldog, whatever it was, it ain't gonna cut it tonight. So.
Okay, it's getting a little hot, Raiken. We're gonna have to convert to tank tops in here, man. All right, so round 1, here we go. You guys just listen attentively because you're going to be voting who wins each round. And I'm going to pick Richard to go first. All right, Richard, what is your number? What's your first find? And they have to go in order. I have their order right here on the sheet. They can't like, you know, shift things around versus what they see the other person play. So Richard, your number 1 item, what is it?
Thank you very much for letting me go first because I've been staring at myself in this Snuggie and it's really embarrassing. But this was, we all know, I feel like a little bit of a cheat. I got to be 100% transparent. This item I actually got about 16 days ago when I was out yard sailing, but also looking for something for Halloween. So I hope that is 16 days old. We did have a 1-week delay. But at yard sales, doing my usual thrifting, and I ask, hey, you got anything Halloween related? And this guy says to me, well, I have this thing that I actually wore for Halloween in a box. He pulls out this big box from underneath one of his tables, and inside of it, the big reveal, guys, this is why I was wearing the Snuggie, was this.
Oh. Whoa.
Complete leather.
Wow.
J&S biking outfit. The best part about this thing, not a rip, not a tear anywhere in it. I felt like a transformer in it. I actually wore it for Halloween with this helmet over here. I don't know if you can see it, transformer helmet. Came with matching boots.
Whoa.
Matching gloves. The gloves aren't the same brand. This is J&S, made in, yes, Italy. The gloves are Buffalo. They're a different brand, but complete matching outfit in this box. It's going to blow your mind. I can't even believe that this guy sold me the entire box for $10. And to make it just a little bit better, it's kind of a second item, but it was in the same box, a matching outfit for my wife. So I got these 2 outfits just out shopping for Halloween, crazy Halloween stuff at a yard sale. This is what I pulled out for $10. I've been trying to find some good comps on these. I'm going to try and sell this as a unit. The gloves, although priced separately, I'm finding comps at $15. The boots around $50. And the suits anywhere, they're all over the map, you guys. I've seen anywhere from $50 to $150. But bottom line, anything less than $125 and I'll be robbing myself, not this. But I just love it. It just reminds me of those guys I used to mock in 1987 when I went to high school and they drove in on their crotch rockets and these things. I thought they looked kind of funny, but now I think it's kind of cool. So that's my number 1 find. That's what I'm starting out with.
Oh, man.
And, Zahir, if you want to just walk out the studio now, go ahead.
Oh, man. Okay.
I like that.
So, you know, clearly he's got his first find. That's awesome. You guys out in the feed, I want you to type furiously. Whatever you're thinking, just go ahead and type it out. And Zahir, let's get your item that's going to, you know,
Wow. I've got to say, I felt that, you know, right there. It was it was a good start. I'm going to show something which is, in my humble opinion, equally impressive. Probably not, but there we go. This is a Cassette 69. Now, what I love about this item is it's an audio cassette storage box. Okay, so when I bought it for £2, which is what, about $3 or something, and it came with a bunch of tapes inside, which are probably not worth a great deal. But why I like this item is because it goes against what you normally look for in a thrifted item. It's poor quality. It's got a veneer wood like lay. It's not proper wood. It's very flimsy. It's plastic drawers. However, if you actually search one of these, you will see completed listings for these kinds of items. And I've seen them go for as much as £40, which is what, like $45, $50 at least. And I think it's brilliant for that, because it's the kind of item that most people are going to walk by, because it just doesn't have any it doesn't actually have any appeal. It's not like brash or impressive like that biker suit that you could tell that thing was quality. So, you know, credit where credit's due. But this thing just looks, you know, quite manky. But as it sits, it's an easy £40. Which I think is astonishing. It's got like a little drawer at the front where you can hold more audio tapes, but it's just cheap. It's very retro. I mean, this is the kind of thing that would have came out in the 70s, you know, when obviously audio cassettes were all the rage. And I think that for a £2 to, you know, £40-odd flip, it's pretty good, and it's something that will be overlooked. I think it's one of those things that can easily get overlooked. People know if they see like a Walkman on a stall, a Sony Walkman, or they see something like that, they know that it's got value and they're likely to pick it up. But they're likely to leave this. I mean, this was just sat there on the floor. The lady was actually surprised I wanted it. She was like, you want this? Like, she'd sold all the good stuff, and you know, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And that's what I found quite sweet about it. So that's going to be my first pickup. Okay,
cool. So we have that. I think it's kind of funny how you said the lady kind of looked at you as like, you actually want this thing? Yeah. So that's kind of funny. Anyway, but that is, you're right, it's completely overlooked kind of item, kind of under the radar. I know, Raiken, you probably would never pick that up. Jason probably would. We would just blast right past that thing. So that's pretty interesting.
Definitely.
Thank you for showing us that. And even at least, like, if it leads us to go to eBay and check out completed listings for vintage audio holders or whatever, I mean, that's another way you can learn maybe 20 other things to look for. But that's pretty cool. I would have never suspected.
It's kitsch. It's like, you know, it's like people want a certain look. You know, people are outfitting their houses in certain kind of ways. You know, just to be cool. You know.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so we're going to put it out to the audience on round one. Who won round one? I need Jason, I need Raiken. Let's look at this thing, and let's make sure we figure out who won round one. We can't do the straw poll today because that's more like college picker Eric thing, and he can manage that real well. I can't. But we will look visibly at the chat. So if you are in the chat right now, decide, was it Richard or was it Zahir with the cassette thing that wins the round?
People are typing Canada or UK, I think, as well. So okay. That works too.
So I see a bunch of Canadas and suit guys coming in. Flippin is coming in.
Yeah.
Chicago Crown Hustler says, sorry, Zahir. So he's apologizing.
It's okay. I'm happy with that, you know.
Someone said the crotch rocket won.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, this is a wipeout right here.
I think it's fair to say that Richard got the first one. And now we're gonna proceed to round number two. And this time we will start with, Raiken, don't do that, man.
I love it though. There has to be a thing where someone always has to come and be like, round two, fight.
Get card and walk around with a card.
Dude, for real, man. We just need Raiken bouncing around on a trampoline with a card. Okay, we'll go with Zahir on the first part of round two. You're going to lead round two, Zahir. What is your find?
Okay. Very small and unassuming packaging.
I know what that is. Go ahead.
This is awesome. This is a red wall 1990s era Moschino keyring, and it is epic, or Moschino. I don't know how people pronounce it. What's cool about this is like the rarer piece symbol. It's made in Italy. It's not actually made of gold. If it was, that would be absolutely epic. It is just, you know, like probably a gold plate. And it's again, it's very 90s. I don't know about you guys over in the States, but definitely here in the UK, Moschino was very synonymous with like 90s fashion. People were walking around in like newspaper jeans, like jeans covered in like that newspaper print. The Peace logo was everywhere on their jean pockets. And they do have a variant on this. So there's actually this one to look out for, and there's one which is heart shaped to look out for as well. Now, we got this for next to nothing in a house clearance, which is more than paid off. We bought like a bunch of jewelry from these guys, and it's more than paid off. But this is a really simple item. Comes in its packaging, has like a little certificate there, you know, guarantee sheet, which also comes with it. And you should, if you wait for the right kind of buyer, be able to pick the get, I'd say, between 100 and 150 pounds for it, which is pretty epic considering it's not a precious metal, and it's worth always double checking these things. So if you come across some jewelry, I know a lot of people obviously like to do like the magnet test and the, you know, test for precious metals. But if you see that the item or the piece is made, like, I don't know, made in Italy, or in another case, we recently had a piece that was made, I can't remember, I think it was like Sweden, and it turned out to be like a George Jensen piece, which was just plain sterling silver. Scrap value would have only been a few pounds, but it sold for like nearly 200 pounds, even though the actual scrap value was so little. So the fact that it's a designer is what's giving this thing value, not the fact that it's, you know, there's no precious metal value. Just a key ring, but nice and simple, super cool.
I like it. How much you pay for it?
We paid the equivalent of like maybe £1 because it was just, yeah, it was so, I mean, we should be able to get like 100 hopefully, and we've had it up for 150. It's got a couple of people watching it, but I think to the right buyer, you know. But the last one of these sold in 2015, so they don't come around on eBay. That was in the last one of this particular design sold, so we've got high hopes for it.
All right, Richard, we're learning something, aren't we?
Someone's asking if there was any kind of marking on that, Zahir, to tell what it is, or just on the box.
Well, yeah, I mean, the box does give a bit of information, which is nice. It's got like the, you know, the label, etc. But on the front, it does actually have Moschino embossed into the bottom.
Wow, cool.
And if you turn it around, it does actually say red wall, and it says made in Italy with a code. It's difficult to pick up on the webcam, I think, but yeah, so it does. It's always worth checking out, you know, looking at hallmarks closely, seeing where things are made. It's not always about it having to be gold. You know, simple silver pieces can be worth more than, you know, than you could imagine. And in this case, this isn't a precious metal, but it still will be worth some good money.
I like it. What do you guys think of the feed about that one? Man, that takes some serious eyes to look for something like that. That's cool, man. I like that. Let's go with Richard. What do you got, man?
Well, props to Zahir. That's phenomenal. Anytime you can spend $1 and make 150, like that doesn't happen very often. So that's pretty impressive. So
hey, no complimenting in a battle.
No, he's got something lined up. It's
psychology.
Yeah.
But well, I was gonna say, Steve, I'm just gonna order one of those from China for 99 cents and probably get it in 6 weeks. But you know, I'll save myself 150 bucks. So. So we're talking diversity, right? It's not always about buying video games, electronics, vintage clothing, you know, bikes, stuff like that. And I want to give a quick lesson with this one. And something I'm always preaching about is never do a drive-by. Never do a drive-by. You spent the time to get there. Spend 30 seconds, run in real quick, and see what you're going to find. If you spend 10 minutes to get there, what's another 30 seconds, right? This sale, you guys, it was in a dark garage. It was probably a maximum 150 square feet. Couldn't even see anything from the street, but I spent the time to get there. So I ran in, little old lady sitting there, and here's what she had for me. It's with the season. This is a Singer LK100 knitting machine. And what better time to knit than just before Christmas? In fact, this thing, I'm not sure that she ever used it. She kept it in her downstairs furnace room, as you can see on there. As best as I can tell, it's complete. Everything is in here. This is the only one that I've ever bought in 20 years of thrifting. So it's kind of like Zahir said, it's one of those things that he had that people would normally pass on. But this thing's pretty phenomenal. You can, in fact, where did it say? Did anybody see it on here? It says you can knit a sweater. Yeah, Steve, you can knit a sweater in 3 hours. It says, he's intrigued. I can tell he's really looking hard. Knit a sweater in just a few hours. It says it right there. So who wouldn't want this right before Christmas?
Who wouldn't want this, Steve?
Let's go to business together. Let's start knitting some sweaters, man.
Yeah. New revenue stream.
Boom.
So yeah, it's made by the Singer Knitting Company. It's got its original inspector tag on there. All the paperwork with it. It's complete. I have no reason to believe it's not going to work. This old lady has never lied to me before. I don't believe she's lying now. So this was a nice little $10 bill. I was happy to give it to her. You know, bottom line is about not doing drive-bys. I've also found that if it looks like a drive-by, most people, you know, 9 out of 10 will drive by. So if there's anything good at that sale, it's likely still going to be there because nobody went in anyways. So $10, I'm looking to get $100 for this, maybe more in the holiday season. But that's what they're going for, right around that $100 bill, that 10 times markup that I just love getting at yard sales. So there it is. That's my number 2, just showing a little diversity, showing my feminine side, that it's okay to knit sweaters and make money at the same time.
Man, that's good. That's a good find. I like that.
That's a tough one.
Don't do any drive-bys. I don't think Ice Cube would like that. But anyway, so let's talk about who wins round number 2 to the feed right now. Who wins round number 2? Both great finds, though. Man,
that's a tough one. That's a really.
I'm convinced that Richard's going to just keep bringing out the biggest things possible. He just has these like monstrosities of like things that he's showing. But anyways, that said, Zahir I think has round his last round going on.
Early lead.
What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Zahir, Richard, Key, Canada. Zahir,
okay, you can either say Canada or UK. That would be so much easier, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, Canada or UK.
I feel like I see more Zahirs coming in.
I do too.
4 Zahirs in a row right now.
Hey, I voted for Zahir.
And then they're taking the time to type my name out as well. You know, I mean, that says something, you know, rather than just.
Okay. So it'll be like UK or CA. That way it's just 2 letters that people have to type out, not like Saskatoon. Where do you live, Richard? Saskatoon? What is it called?
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Jeez. Hey, guys, if you want Richard to win, you have to type in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Oh man. Anyway,
Zahir got it. He definitely.
Okay.
Zahir came through with that one and was
this
like,
is an
listen.
interesting remark. I like this, and this is not to knock on Richard's product, but it says Heather Smith reseller says smaller product the better. Maybe that she's implying that shipping and like maybe things damaged. You know, the last time that I saw a cry cut machine or something that cuts or sews or something like that, I took a return on it, and I remember this distinctly. And it was a good machine. It was made, I don't know, by brother. I don't know what it was made by, but it was a cry cut machine, kind of like that box that you showed me, shipped out and everything, got there, it was broken. And I was like, dude, what the hell? It was in the original box too. So there's the pros and cons to both things. You know, I get it.
If this battle was all about the easiest thing to ship, then Zahir wins.
Yeah. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. All right. That's tough, man. That's like punishment. Like if you're a kid and you got to write it on the chalkboard like a bazillion times, you know, you do something bad. Right? Saskatoon, Saskatchewan on the chalkboard 100 times. Okay, so let's get to round 3. All right, we're halfway through. We're about halfway through. Let's talk about what Richard is going to bring out as his item. What do you got, Richard?
You're shaming me. I'm feeling shamed, bona fide, telling me that I'm bringing out big things. I'm feeling shamed like I could find something small because my next item happens to be a little bit larger also.
Hopefully it's on a margarita machine.
No. We don't start drinking margaritas till it's -20.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's when he starts really. That's when he really starts knitting sweaters. All right, what you got there, man?
Another yard sale find. Kind of an interesting story on this one. I went to a community sale. I don't know if you guys can quite see that. Super Mario Land 3D giant house building set from Connects. So go to this community sale, and because there's so many sales, I'm frantically running up and down the driveways. I see this right away. I grab it. There was actually another one that was boxed that was opened. This one is still factory sealed, so that was a good bonus. And I run up to pay the lady, and I recognize her faintly, and it turns out I knew the people that lived here. And he told me the story. They were $10 a piece for this and the other one, so this was a $10 purchase. And he told me his son was not into Connects anymore, selling them because he wanted something else, probably fidget spinners. I don't know. Hopefully not. But long story short, I ended up giving $20 for this because he was kind of a friend of the family. And this, again, all over the map. But the most recent ones that have sold have been in the 129 to 159 range, depending on you're going on eBay or Amazon. 5 listed right now on Amazon are like, and I apologize in advance if I misquote, because I might have been looking on Amazon.ca instead of Amazon.com. But you know, right now the 5 that are on Amazon that I saw were between 300 and 500. So I was quite surprised. I thought I might sell this thing locally for $50, you know, being it's Christmas season, but definitely gonna throw it up on eBay or Amazon, whatever I think it's gonna sell quicker on for fourth quarter.
Cool. I'm looking it up right now on Amazon US, and it's netting $134.66 check after fees. So that's just, I'm restricted on it, but still, it's right here. Like I literally just looked it up. There it is. Blah 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 blah. So
right. So I will ask one quick thing, you guys. It's got 4 factory seals on it. One of them right there has kind of peeled a little bit, but it's got 3 more like that. This one has peeled, but it's definitely still factory sealed. I can tell on all the other ones. What would you do about that?
Interesting.
Would you sell it as new if one of the factory stickers had been slightly peeled off?
I personally would. That's just me though. Like I personally would.
Yeah.
You can replace it too. You can
You
buy
can also, yeah, you can buy those things. But I just personally would, or you can just take it off and just send it in. Like, but I'm not. This is not like official. Like some people will be like, no, that's terrible advice. Like if there are enough seals on there and one's off, like I would still send it in. That's just me.
Sure.
Okay, so Zahir, what you got for round 3?
Well, in the spirit of continuing diversity with pickups, and I really do like that idea. I do. So, you know, unique pickups. So he brings out a Mario item. Let me just go and show you something truly unique that you don't see every day. Check that out.
Is that your?
No,
gosh.
He's like,
yeah.
say hello to my daughter, guys.
Look how scary that thing is. All right, now this is a pretty awesome pickup. We bought this from a car boot sale. I don't even like holding it. I don't like anything to do with this thing. I'm begging the wife to sell it. She's been telling me she's going to sell it for a while, but I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, we paid £20 for this, which is what, about $25. And what this is, I mean, the info part is this is what's known as a reborn doll. So these dolls are made by like galleries. So this one is called Emily, and this is like a celebration doll. So what they'll do is they'll have dolls in different styles. So you'll find dolls with their eyes open are worth more than dolls which are depicted sleeping. So they do actually do the same doll, so the same face sculpt with eyes closed, and that one typically won't be as valuable. I feel a bit weird just sitting here holding this thing with one hand and talking about it, but there we go. So yeah, this is actually a celebration doll, eyes open, so that adds value. And it's from Ashton Drake Galleries. The way you can tell that is if you look at the back of the neck, it will just say ADG. And this is by Linda Webb. So Linda Webb is like the artist which has painted and shaded this doll. Now, if you've got everything complete, so we've got the original outfit here, which is great, but if you have the original box and certificate of authenticity, you should be able to break the £100 barrier. But as it sits, as she, I don't know, sits, you'll be achieving around £75. I've seen sold prices for £75 plus shipping. You know, you can go down like to 60, but you can get to 80 as well. But with good photos, a good description, a lot of interest. If you do it as a buy it now, you should be able to achieve 80 odd pounds for it. So about $90, maybe a bit more. What you'll find is, because of the nature of this, I guess, a lot of people sell these at auction. So sometimes they achieve good money, sometimes they don't. It kind of smells like a baby. It's got like, and believe it or not, they weight these things. So it weighs,
really?
Like, yeah, it weighs like you'd expect a child apparently of this age to weigh. I've forgotten all of that stuff because as a parent, I think you black out all of that stuff when your kids are growing up. My girls are a bit older now, so I just see them now as young ladies, and I don't have to worry about all the crying and the nightmares. And yeah, so I'm gonna put it away now because it's freaking me out. But
the comments in the feed are just insane about this doll.
They are really weird. I mean, it's not been unknown for people to actually take these things out in public, in prams and stuff. So there's a market, and if you sell it properly, it's one of those items that I think that if you take more time, it's one of those items you've got to take a bit of time and describe correctly. If I said it's really good, it's made out of 98.3% vinyl, people aren't going to buy it. They want to hear, oh, Emily's looking for a new owner. She's such a, or Emily's looking for loving parents or something. She's such a sweet, lovely baby, blah, blah, something along those lines. You have to sell it to the target audience, and they love this kind of stuff. So, and they'll pay for it. I mean, you can see there's a lot of completed listings on it. Bit strange. We've actually got the eyes closed version as well, which apparently we're meant to be selling. But again, the wife is somehow managing to not sell them. But yeah.
Reborn, right? That's the dolls to look up if you have some spare time, guys.
Reborn is the style of the doll,
Reborn,
like a realistic kind of doll. Yeah, like but this is an Ashton Drake Galleries by Linda Webb.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that this doll won't be sitting on a shelf that like is close to your bed until it sells, right?
It's face down in like a box somewhere because I don't want anything to do with it.
Wow.
But yeah, it's an item that you can't. When you see that, when you're walking through aisles in a boot sale and you're seeing all this regular stuff, and you see something like that, you kind of have to be like, well, can you tell me about this? And I tell you what, the lady that we bought it from gave us the filthiest look when we bought it, and we just stuck her in a bag, like as if we were doing something, She didn't like that. I think she wanted us to like cradle.
Oh man.
Yeah. I've taken some amazing screenshots of you holding that thing, and it is just hilarious.
Yeah, epic.
Memes all over the internet.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. There's so many funny ones in here. So if you get a chance, just look at the feed just for a second. There's one that says, "Did a priest perform exorcism on it?" That's pretty interesting. If the head starts spinning and she spews split pea soup, someone break out the holy water. Anyway, so I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. I'm expecting this thing to turn around and bite you. Anyway, fugly. That's pretty funny. It's an ugly baby. Is it dead?
I'm just gonna put it somewhere else, man.
But that's pretty interesting. So yeah, we're still learning new things. This is the end of round 3, and now we throw it out to the feed. Vote who had the most interesting or best explained kind of thing out there for round 3? Was it CA for Richard, or was it UK for Zahir? Let us know. All right, we're going to be watching the feed here. Raiken, what are you doing, dude?
What's going on? I just took a couple.
Raiken, talk, Raiken.
Hello, hello, hello.
You gotta talk again, Raiken.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just having some fun, taking some screenshots of Zahir and his thrift battle. So that's about it.
Okay, so let's take a look. What do we got, Jason? I need you to help me out here.
You know, I think Zahir is taking this one. I think the baby is going to take it home.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
A lot of UKs coming in.
Creep factor.
What is CK? What is CK?
I think it's both. That's like a tie. Like if you want to both.
Oh, okay, that's a tie. All right, fair enough. All right, well, there's a lot of CKs too. Wow.
Yeah, what the heck's CK?
So, Heather Smith reseller is saying this is the funniest video.
A lot of CKs.
I see a lot of CKs. I see a lot of UKs. I see some Canadas. It started off with a lot of Canadas, and then it's starting to go more UK-ish. I think it's UK. That's what I personally think. Okay, what do you guys think?
I think we should have like a 20-second lightning round. Like let them put in some more votes because it's pretty close. I'm seeing UKs now. I've actually seen 3 UKs, 4 UKs, 5 UKs in a row.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to buy that, throw that under the Christmas tree this December. That's a pretty nice present, that doll. So it's probably win. It's probably win based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be best to put like the doll in the Super Mario box and give it to your kid. So they think it's Connects and then that thing's in there.
Yeah, UK took it. There was like 7, 8, 9, 10 UKs in a row. 11.
You could actually use the Connects and build like a pinhead style mask, you know, from the 80s horror movie, you know, around the doll. Yeah. That would be
All right, so looks like the crazy doll took it on that one. Let's go into round 4, and who are we with for round 4? Who needs to lead? I'm sorry, now I'm like kind of off track. Is it Richard first on round 4? No, actually, it's Zahir. Yeah, it's Zahir on round 4. So, all right, Zahir, what you got for round 4?
Round 4. This is something that's a lot more in my comfort zone, a lot more in what I'm passionate about, and it luckily happens to be very profitable. I love hi-fi, and especially high-end hi-fi. This is something I picked up from a local tip shop for £5. Now, what's really great about this is an Arcam CD player. Now, a lot of people are into their hi-fis, into their music, but they listen using Bluetooth speakers, MP3, etc. But just because a lot of people like doing that, don't for one moment think that there aren't still an army of people out there that love their stereos and want to have a quality hi-fi at home. And something as plain as this is, like I said, an Arcam plain CD player, is a great item. I paid £5. I should be able to fetch about £120, £130 for it, so about $150. And that's missing the remote control. If I had the remote control, you could probably get a little bit more. Now, what to look out for when you see a CD player? Obviously, the brand plays an important part. So Arcam is a very well-renowned audiophile style brand, and you can tell from just build quality. When it comes to hi-fi, it's all about clean power, good quality power supplies, and you'll be able to tell you know, from where it's made as well will be quite important. So obviously if something's made in Japan, that's quite good, but you'll find that a lot of audiophile stuff is actually made in like a lot of European countries or in the States itself. So this one is actually made in the UK. So that's a dead giveaway. And you can tell by little things. So most CD players have got audio outputs, analog audio outputs, and this has got variable and direct audio outputs. So that's something that tends to only appear on higher end players. It's got a digital coaxial output as well, so knowing the output, studying and learning about the outputs can really help. And even just the type of power supply it uses like a nice big kettle plug power supply rather than the figure-of-8 power supply that a lot of cheaper units have. So that should tell you that inside it, it's going to have better componentry, better circuitry to separate the power unit from the rest to give you a cleaner sound. And one of the major things that can tell you, if you ever see a sticker like that, which says warning, remove the transit screws before use, that's an automatic bit of info for you that you're probably looking at a bit of audiophile level or high-end kit. So for those of you that have ever sold record players, you'll sometimes know that to stop the platter from bouncing around and getting damaged in shipping, good record players tend to have a screw. So this thing here, if I was to, when I come to sell it, I'll actually have to put a screw inside that to tighten the actual mechanism from bouncing around, which holds the CDs. So that's not going to be a feature that's going to be on a low-end player because of the nature of the mechanism. This has that. You know, it's not a feature; it's a requirement of you to look after your machine. But that's like a telltale sign. So, you know, don't worry if you don't see Arcam itself. There's lots of other high-end audio brands. The things to look out for are things like the variable audio output as well as a standard fixed audio output. See whether it's got any transit screw holes or whether it's got a label which says transit screws, where it's made, and you know, if it obviously is like Taiwan, Korea, etc., you know, it's probably not that great. Even if it's Japan, it's not necessarily high end. It tends to be, you know, brands in the UK and Europe, etc. So I know that's a bit more of a geeky one, but I had to share it because from £5, I should be able to get like 130 for like a plain black CD player.
Okay, I like it. Richard, let's see your find for round 4.
Battle of the vintage electronics this round. This one's kind of going to be heads up that way. I mentioned this to you, Bonafide, that I actually went to a sale that was kind of a honeypot. These people had all sorts of cool vintage electronics. They loved their brand name stuff. They had a whole bunch of Sony stuff. And I was going to leave it up to Zahir to pick which item I should go up at random. Like I had this old, what are those?
Walkmans?
Yeah, Walkmans. This is what happens when you get to 48 years old. You forget what you're talking about. One of these Sony guys, the mini disc players, like these people love their Sony electronics. But the one I chose to go with was, if you aren't hustling these, you know what, you guys, I learned this, I think, from watching Steve and Chris, the micro cassette players. So this is a M560V micro cassette player, Sony. They had the charger with it still. Along with all these Sony things that I bought, they had also one.
Those are original headphones, it looks like.
Yes, original headphones, and I wasn't sure which item I should put them with. I'll probably keep them maybe with the Walkman, because this is one of the holy grails. But anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. If you're not sourcing these, you certainly have to start. People still use them. This one works great. Like I said, it has the original charger. It is the M560V if you want to look it up. Super easy to ship. And the bonus about this one that really put it over the top, why I wanted to sell it, I got this thing for $5, and it included 35 new cassettes also. And these usually go for about, I think about $2 a piece you get for them, depending on the brand. So 35 of those included with that for $5. Super little find. And yeah, that is my number 4 for today.
All right, so yeah, you can definitely make money on those cassettes and everything. I was looking up the microcassette recorder on Amazon, and it looks like a new one goes for about $352. A used one goes for $2,200. I'm just kidding. Someone just put some bogus thing on here. Someone just put some bogus thing on here for used. There's like no evidence backing it or anything. Anyways, kind of funny. So that was a cool, sweet find, and that one I noticed said VOR on the side, which means voice operated recording. So you make sure you test those things out. It's a really easy thing to test out. Basically, you put it into a VOR mode, and then you talk, and you see if the thing starts recording, and then you stop talking and it should stop. And that way, if you're at a lecture or something like that and the person takes a pause or something like that, the tape isn't recording the entire thing the whole time. It only picks up audio that is like spoken word usually. So definitely test out your VOR. It'll be called other things on other players, whether it be a Panasonic or, you know, an Iowa or something like that. But VOR is what Sony coins the voice operated recording thing. So anyways, all right, so that's the end of round 4. Let's go to the feed and see who won round number 4. And then we'll go to 5, and then we'll be almost done. So let's look at this. We'll take a look at the first 50 that come down. We've got 131 viewers in the house. Hey guys, if you didn't get a chance and you want to burn a couple extra calories, just gently tap the like button. Gently tap it. I don't want to smash it like Raiken right now, but we definitely want to gently tap the like button.
See a lot of UKs coming in.
A lot of UKs coming in. All right, we got some UKs, some CAs.
Yeah, CAs are coming in. They're dabbling in.
They're dabbling in, huh? Oh, CA's coming around a little bit. Man, it's a little
back and forth.
Some funny comments. Yeah, we're looking at the feed right now. So if you're watching this and it's not live, it might be kind of odd in this one time because we're looking at a feed that's rolling. And I still say it's probably UK by like it's probably like 55 to 45% right now.
A hair,
but
yeah.
It's a hair.
There's a couple more.
Yeah.
Jennifer says, not sure. Well, thanks for your help, Jennifer.
Abstain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ohio.
One
Cole says USA.
I mean,
a late push of CAs. There's a bunch more CAs at the end.
Wow.
Some people are voting twice. Let's be clear here.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was UK by a little bit. Now it's these CAs are coming through like a madman.
Tough.
Yeah. All right. So
I think you just got to go with your gut. I mean, why don't we just vote? I'm going to say UK took it by a hair still.
Okay. And I'm going to go with UK probably took it with like a tiny margin. Like it was so small.
How many votes do you get?
All right. So, okay. I'll give it to Zahir. All right, so at the end of round 4 so far, we have Zahir with 3 points, Richard with 1 point. We're going to go into round 5, which should be the best round of the show. And we have 2 more bonus rounds after that that are going to be worth 3 points apiece. You're definitely going to want to stick around for that. So round 5, let's start it with, who are we starting with here? Richard, right? Yeah, Richard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, go for it.
So living where it's mostly snow, snow 6 months of the year, we don't have as much skateboarders around. But my last item is what I gotta believe is a pretty awesome skateboard. I'm gonna throw myself on the mercy of the viewers here. I have been searching this as much as I can, and I cannot find a lot of comps on this. I cannot find anything identical to it. But here's the story. I stopped at a yard sale. It's where I do 95% of my sourcing. And there was a gentleman about my age, right around his 50s, and he was selling his skateboard that he had from when he skated. I'm only going to assume it was in his teens, or maybe late, early 20s. And it's a Zephyr skateboard deck. It has not been used at all. Now, it's my understanding that there's some pretty popular boarders who started this company. One of them being Jeff Ho. I'm hoping that Bonafide's got some intel on this stuff. I think he knows more about skateboards than I do. So this was the board. It's in immaculate shape. I guarantee you it is not a current reproduction based on what this gentleman was telling me. So that's the board, and then along with it, he had, it kind of adds to the authenticity of the age. He had a nice set of trucker tracks, tracker trucks. Say, there's another one. Say that 5 times. Really fast. Tracker
trucks.
Yeah. So a set of those, MMLX wheels, and a bunch of the
yeah, those are risers.
Yeah, the risers. So this was all, again, I paid a little bit more for this than I usually pay for boards. I paid 15 bucks for this. But I just went on my gut on this one. You've been doing it for 20 years. Some things just speak to you, and you'll kind of learn that as you go. The more you do it, that something's going to hold value. I know that just a generic everyday skateboard I can usually get easily $30, $40 for. So I was glad to snag this one for that. Continuing to research it. If anybody has intel on what they think this might be exactly, I would love to hear it. But based on what these trucks are going for alone, $40 to $60, I'm sure I'm going to get an easy $100 bill out of this $15 investment. And that is my final pick, and I just thought it was super cool. And really the sky's the limit, because there could be a lot more history in this board than I think. It might be 35, 40 years old instead of just 15, 20 years old.
Yeah, I think Zephyr is what Stacy Peralta rode with back in the day when he was really, really young. But yeah, Zephyr boards are highly collectible. I think that's a real deal, like retro or vintage one. So yeah, I was just about to say, my guess was going to be 300 to 500, and Joe Molina is saying, oh my God, $300 board all day. If it was painted, we'd go for like 500. Yeah, but Stacy Peralta, I know, rode for that brand back in the day. And then Powell Peralta, I want to say those were affiliated at some point later on down the road. But anyways, if you check out, Lords of Dogtown, the movie, you can kind of see how the whole Zephyr thing plays into that whole thing. But the Zephyr, that's a cool, and I think it's undrilled too, which is even crazier.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's undrilled. It hasn't been drilled yet, so that's even more crazy. So very interesting. More than likely, 30 to 33 inches. It looks like something like that. Maybe a 9.25 deck, something. A very interesting deck. I think that's going to be fetching some serious coin. I would hold out a lot for that one. The trucks, you could probably sell those. Yeah, about 60, maybe more. But that deck for sure is a banger for sure. So yeah, undrilled makes it crazy rare, is what Nick and Andrea Hills are saying. So yeah, the drill holes for the trucks have not even been put into that deck. So that's very interesting.
Well, that's what I love about this. You guys, that's what I love about this industry so much. You just learn something every day. Like I've been reselling for well over 20 years, and I just learned so much from you just now. I think it's awesome. That's why I love this community. Everybody's so willing to share, their knowledge, and I'm just glad I can be a part of it.
Yeah, Whiskey Picker in the feed says, I got $600 for a new old stock Powell Peralta, but those are usually pretty colorful and heavy amounts of artwork on those. But $600 for a new old stock Powell Peralta is like not that's pretty common for things like that. So whether you have that or an Alva board or any of those other ones from back in the day, yeah, that's really, really crazy stuff. So we want to make sure that people know, BOLO for skateboards, but more or less, maybe ignore 95% of the skateboards that you see out there, but the 5% that are going to be worth it are going to be things like that from the 80s. Some of them even in the 70s, some early 90s ones are going to be worth serious coin, even in really beat up conditions. So let's go with round 5. And Zahir, what you got, man?
Round 5.
Okay, this is an example of spending out. So a lot of the items I've shown you, I've gotten for very cheap and really high profit margins. This is an example where you can spend a lot of money and still make potentially even bigger profits. I was mega excited when I first found this, and I've actually been fighting selling it. Oh, and it's my first big item. Oh gosh. Don't know if you guys can see that.
What?
I don't know if we can see it yet.
It's a 1/5.
You're running out of breath, man.
It's heavy. It's a 1/5 scale. So it's huge. It's a 1/5 scale low C DBXL petrol. It's like a 2-stroke engine RC car, and so 1/5 scale car. It's not often that you come across things like this, but when you do, you've got to be willing to take a chance. Now, it was at a car boot sale, which is basically a bunch of people in the field who open up their car boots and their vans and they sell stuff out of it on a Sunday. And it was in the very last aisle of the car boot. I didn't actually have any money left. And the guy was asking for £350 and he wouldn't budge. Now, £350 sounds like an awful lot of money, but this is the kicker. This is the cool part. it came with a Futaba transmitter, which on its own I sold for £200. So now this thing owes me what, about 170 if you take into consideration the fees. I would have lost 170, 180 pounds this owes me. Brand new, these things cost around what, £700-800, which is like $900, nearly $1,000.
They're 1,000. Yeah, they're 1,000 here.
Yeah, and second hand as well, you can probably still get 400 for it, pretty comfortably. So yeah, it's a pretty epic find. Everything about it screams quality. When you see one of these things, you should just be able to tell. I mean, if you look at, there's giant shock absorbers there. They're really huge, big bore shocks there. You know, the tires themselves, you can see the suspension, the petrol tank, there's the actual engine is inside there. It's a bit difficult to properly maneuver and show because it's actually quite heavy. So lucky I had my Weetabix before coming on. It's
Raiken, he had his Weetabix. Do you know what Weetabix is, Raiken?
Weetabix? I don't know. I can't say sometimes.
What do you think Weetabix is, Raiken? Real quick. What do you think it is? He had his Weetabix in the morning. What would that be?
It's like his Wheaties. Cereal.
It is a brutal cereal.
It is, yeah. It's a cereal. It's a healthy cereal.
Okay, good. I was going to say other things, but
so that item is definitely something you should look out for. I mean, RC cars in general. I mean, Bonafide's made quite a few videos where he's talked about them as well. So it's definitely one of those items that if you see out there, it's worth it's worth taking a chance on, because RC guys do pay a lot of money. I mean, some of this stuff, I've got to be honest, we've had now for a month or two because we've not been outsourcing for a while, because I'm drowning in RC stuff at the moment because we cleared out like a model shop recently and I've just got stacks and stacks of it. And they're ravenous. RC fans are ravenous, and they break parts and they're always buying parts. So something like that, when you see it, it's worth it. Because even if you were to find that it's not fully working, even if it's broken, it doesn't matter, because fixing it is part of the fun. So someone like me, if I see that, even if it had broken A-arms, or there was suspension missing, or the diffs were missing, it doesn't matter. That's part of the fun. For as long as you can explain that, then definitely. I've got oil all over my hands now.
So you end with a bang, with a big item. Going up against the skateboard. What do you guys think? Round 5. Who wins round 5? I thought I saw two really, really good finds on that one. And I really do think here's car here in Austin, Texas, without the controller, would still probably sell for about $500 to $600. So I did notice that the rear wheels were a little worn down pretty good, which means the person ran the hell out of that car. So
yeah,
that has to be considered. But let's see who wins round 5. This is going to be very interesting. I think this is going to be a really interesting one.
Yay. CA up by 2.
What are you seeing, Jason?
By 3. CA's up by about 4 or 5, 6, 7.
Jamie Kelly says, damn, this is so hard to decide. That's what makes
There's a lot of CAs coming in.
It's not about really like win or lose or anything like that. It's about learning. It's about having fun and bringing the community together and stuff like that. We just thought this would be a really cool concept to push together and get people talking about neat finds in a completely different way. So when it gets competitive, it gets interesting, and when it gets interesting, like, you bring your best A game to the table, which is fun. Like, everyone wants to see everyone's A game,
Yeah, definitely Canada on this one. You guys agree?
Which one?
Yeah, Canada.
I see Canada mostly. Yep, I see that. That board is just really interesting. To me, it's very interesting, because that is, when it finds the right buyer, it's going to be a massive premium. I can already tell. It's just going to be something that, it's not something that eBay sees every day. The low-C truck also is something that eBay doesn't see every day either. But if you ship it, that's going to be very, very taxing on you. I would just sell that thing locally, man, personally. Okay, so we give that one to so right now we have 3-2, right? Zahir with 3 points after 5 rounds of thrift battle. Richard has 2 points and Zahir has 3 points. Now we're going to go into the 2 bonus rounds that are worth 3 points apiece. You guys decide right now who presented. Here's the bonus round number 1. Who presented and explained their stuff the best, and that is worth 3 points. So give it to who you think deserves that one? Who presented and explained the best? Let's see who wins that one. I thought both y'all did such a great job explaining everything. Like,
Yeah.
so we're about to see. Is it the person that's really cold, or is it the WWE person that's going to win? That I don't know.
I've got to say, it's the concept of the show is epic, and just getting to meet different people as well, and just getting to see the different pickups and the explanations alone is just because you learn a lot. You're right. I mean, that skateboard was just an epic find, and the leathers. So
yeah, definitely the leathers. Comes out in a full-blown Tron outfit, like Wolverine style.
Well, I actually thought Bumblebee when I saw that. That was my first impression. Like,
I couldn't believe that's what you were hiding under that thing. I never made the connection until you did it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I get it!" Like, that was really good. That's really well done. I don't know how you got into that thing so fast, though. Honestly,
I thought you knew because you had the list that I was hiding that under that terrible.
Well, I thought you would just like bring it up like anyone else would. I didn't think you were going to jump into the thing, man.
Yeah.
All right, so this round was UK wins this one. So Zahir wins 3 points, bringing now Zahir to 6. And here's the last one for 3 points. Who was the most diverse? Like, who do you think had the most diverse finds? Like, not stereotypical, like just super diverse. Diversity wins. Who do you guys think won that one? Like, things you didn't think you would see, or like, wow, that was pretty cool. That's different. What do you guys think? So, I shouldn't have asked it so close because now we don't know. But anyways, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Diversity surely has to be even, I think, because it was epic.
Yeah, it was definitely epic. Man, there's a couple people saying ties. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's back and forth on this one.
Oh man,
sure.
That doll is gonna give me
Canada's coming.
I'm hoping we can pressure my wife to sell the damn things. Just.
Gosh. Okay, so. People are talking. While people are talking right now, we find who wins this thing. We're gonna urge you guys. The first 2 links down below are going to be their YouTube channel. So take 1 second out of your day. Please subscribe to them right now or after the video. The third link down below is going to be this, right? If you love diverse finds and you want some cool bread and butter suggestions, you want a free guide that's on your phone tonight, you got to pick up this, okay? 100 Amazing Items to Resell is the third link down below. Please go check it out. It is an amazing guide with tons of really good bread and butter items that we as Raiken, and the rest of the Green Room cast put together, and we thought, what are our, favorite bread and butter finds? Because bread and butter is what makes the money for the most part. So we put it all in that guide. Go check it out. It's free. Third link down below. But the first 2 links are these 2 gentlemen down here on the show. We have Zahir Malik and Flippin' for a Livin'. So who won that one, Jason or Raiken? Who won the last one worth 3 points? What do you think?
I would say it was looked like it was Richard to me. Don't you think, Steve? Or what do you think?
Okay.
I think Canada came through in that one, and
yeah. Oh, Canada.
So the winner of the thrift battle today by 1 point, 1 creepy baby point. 1 creepy baby point, man. Dang.
There it is.
Zahir won the thrift battle number 4.
Wow, that was
gosh.
close.
Oh, that was very close. That was
the closest one we've had so far. The closest one.
I was a worthy opponent, definitely, up in Sass. I can't say it.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Wow.
What a lot of people probably don't know is we have the same queen, Zahir, you and I.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. Exactly. Very true.
UK, we're actually practically related.
Pretty much, yeah. I think I actually recognize you. Yeah, no. It's fantastic. Really appreciate it.
Nick and Andrea are saying, now sell that damn ugly baby. So there you go. So how long have you had that baby just for the show? Like how long did you have the baby for?
Well, we've actually picked up a couple. So we picked up one quite a while ago, and then we moved up north. We picked this up about a month ago, I think, or yeah.
So it's definitely, I think, the creepiest thrift battle item I've ever seen so far. I know it's creepy because Raiken had to screenshot it about 6 times so he can get the perfect screenshot, which is going to be probably in a clickbaity title of some sort. I'm just kidding.
No, it actually is going to be coming in
oh, I knew it, dude. I freaking knew it.
The worst part is
we have to. We have to.
Yeah, I mean, the worst part is that she's fooled me into saying, "Oh yeah, they're worth some money. You should definitely pick this up." And we picked one up, and I was like, "Okay, she's going to sell it." And now we've ended up with two because she still hasn't. You know, she's getting high on her own supply.
I think that doll should be the green room mascot.
Yeah. One day, man. That's the kind of doll you put in a room in a pile and you come back the next morning and it's like on the other side of the room somehow. Like something weird.
Don't say things like that. That's
yeah, I know, man. Well, I thought this was a crazy, good battle, guys. Honestly, it's fun bringing people together. This kind of concept, I think, is going to do really well. So anyways, we're going to try to figure out a way at the very, maybe after 8 shows to bring the losers together, the winners together, and battle again, and then finally get like a Super Bowl battle at some point. And so, yeah, the losers are going to play each other, and the winners are going to play each other, and we're going to have like the best winner plus the best loser together at the very end. So,
that's crazy.
Anyways, don't keep the baby anymore. You can't play the baby card again and sell the motorcycle jacket and suit and all that kind of stuff because it's not going to work on Thrift Battle 20 when we have the Super Bowl, dude. Anyways, so that's pretty much the show, guys. Like I said, the first 2 links down below are going to be their YouTube channels. Please go subscribe to them. Check it out. I've been with Richard on a couple videos in the past as well, talking about garage sale items. And then I've also been on Zahir's channel back in the day with, I think Nick was it Nick? Or was it you? It
was Nick's channel, and I was there.
That's right. You were there with him. Okay, so anyways, I'll do another. We'll do another video with you guys, or just you, or whatever, man. It's all good. But yeah, go check their channels out, and that is Thrift Battle number 4, guys. Leave a comment down below, and that's pretty much it. Raiken, we got anything else to talk about?
I think that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to hit the like button on the Bonafide Hustlers video if you guys enjoyed this. If you have any more recommendations for guests and whatnot that you'd like to battle. Check out Prof Sales as well. But Zahir, Richard, you guys were awesome. Zahir, I've met you before, but Richard, I've been looking forward to meeting you. So it's been a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.